This week on the podcast, I make my debut for Defy Wrestling in Seattle, Washington. I also wrestle for a famous dick wrestler, and my mom gives her own grade on a Lanny Poffo poem. Enjoy the show.
This is the Art of Wrestling with professional wrestler Colt Cabana.
How you guys doing? Come on in, sit down, relax. You're about to listen to The Art of Wrestling. It's a professional wrestling podcast. It's a life podcast. It's a personal journal. It's an entryway to the minds, the souls, the hearts, and the lives of the people involved in the world of professional wrestling. I am your host. My name is Colt Cabana. I'm a traveler. I'm not going to deny this. I'm doing that a lot. I'm also a podcaster. I'm going to be a fair goer. Most importantly, though, I am a professional wrestler. And I am sitting here live in my studio apartment in Chicago, Illinois. Before we go any further, this is a fan-supported and listener-supported podcast supported by people just like you. We give it to you free of charge every single Thursday. ColtCabana.com, iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcasts from. A couple great ways that you can support, rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, just like Rodney Atkins did. He's going to email me his address, and I'm going to send him out a Japanese DDT ticket. You could also social media this thing, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Spread the word. Best way that you can support, though, ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com, t-shirts, buttons, pictures, posters, DVDs, wrestling dreams, children's book, micro brawlers. I got some gear, anything. Great gifts, great way to support. ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com. Yeah, this is being done Monday night. I got home Monday night. I'm leaving Tuesday morning, and I'm more than sure next week's show is going to be very fun. I talked a little bit about it last week, but I don't even think I'm going to bring it up anymore. Just, you're going to wait till next week and enjoy it. It's going to be at a fair, 3 days at a fair, Middletown, New York, the Orange County Fair, something like that. Nothing like good old fair wrestling, but it only gives me 1 day to record the ins and outs of this podcast, which is fine because at least I've got 1 day. I've got a couple of hours, not even 24 hours here in Chicago. And that's the way I like it. Shoulder held up. That's always good to hear. Still shit. Hips are shit too. This is my first time in my life. I'm like, oh, now I know why Mick Foley walks like that. I get the pain. Not good to feel that way. And I shouldn't have gotten on, 4 flights this week, but I did. And it was worth it because finally made my debut for Defy Wrestling in Seattle, Washington. A quirky little town with some quirky little wrestlers, including this man, Ravenous Randy Myers. I'm pretty sure Randy Myers he was a pitcher on the Mariners, right? Am I making that up? He was definitely a Topps baseball card I had as a kid, but that's not the case right now. He is a guy who's been wrestling a long time. He's friends and maybe even trained with a lot of the Hart people over there in Calgary, moved over to Vancouver, and has been a part of the Pacific Northwest wrestling scene. Came down to the show with friend of the podcast, Lindsay Hart, and I caught up with him a couple minutes before he was going to go out and wrestle.
You have your toothbrush. You're ready to brush your teeth?
I have my toothbrush. I have my makeup. I have my lip chap. I'm ready to wrestle.
Are you, before every match, brush your teeth guy? And why?
Because I kiss people. I tended to kiss people in my matches, hence the lip chap as well. And you don't want to be the guy who has bad breath when you're kissing a man, right?
This day and age, not this day and age, it should always be this way, but with consent and stuff. Mm-hmm. Are you getting any backlash from constantly kissing people?
At the last show, to tell you the truth, I said that wrestling, I find, is very much like consensual sex. We go over the moves that we're going to give each other in the back, and if you want to do anything hardcore... Okay, if you want to do anything hardcore, you got to make sure you pass that by your partner first. Okay. Does that sound fair?
That sounds fair enough.
So I always make sure I get consent before every one of my kisses, because nothing's more sexy than consent.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. So I'm here in Seattle today, Pacific Northwest.
Very true.
This is your scene where you lie. Tell me about the scene these days.
Defy has blown it up, as I'm sure you've been seeing on the internet and stuff like that. Seattle's been wanting wrestling for so long, and they finally got it, and it's great. It's the best.
You were where before? Calgary?
I was in Calgary originally, then I moved to Vancouver. Yeah.
Are you living in Seattle now?
No, I am still living in Vancouver right now, yeah.
So you're making this trip once a month or whatever?
Yeah, once or twice a month, yeah.
And it's still ECZW and Defy, or just everywhere and anywhere?
Anywhere that'll book me, for sure. I'll go work. You know that.
Yeah, and I do know. That's why I ask you about this scene. And I realize Defy, but just I guess the scene in general, are you guys finding yourself hard to make a break or break out? Or
But definitely, I find the Pacific Northwest, especially being from Canada, I mean, the airfare from there is brutal. Nobody's willing to fly me in anywhere. I'm not saying that I deserve to be flown in anywhere, but if somebody wanted to, it would cost them a lot more.
Scenario.
It would cost them a lot, you know? Yeah, so yeah, I have to make sure that I'm willing to get places. Like I did do the 15-hour drive down to California.
For who and for what?
I've gone down there for Hood Slam. I've gone down there for...
Oh, you'd fit perfectly for Hood Slam.
That's what I thought. It's been something I wanted to do for years. Like,
did you fit perfectly with Hood Slam?
Yeah, I fell in love. It felt like church. You know, there's like punk rock mixed with wrestling, mixed with like anarchy, but everybody was safe. And the whole vibe of like no sexism, no homophobia, no racism. It felt like a perfect fit.
Is that on the way in? There's a sign that says that?
No, actually the promoter beforehand said we have 3 rules in this promotion, and that's what he laid out for me.
Those are some good rules.
Right? I thought that was pretty cool, considering they're like openly smoking pot in the building and like doing all sorts of crazy stuff. But those are the rules that matter the most.
You're allowed to in California.
100%. Yeah, that's fine. But it was really nice to see, like I said, the side of anarchy where no rules matter, but then obviously still being a good person matters at the end of the day.
I think so.
Yeah.
No, I think we abide by the same code of professional wrestling.
I couldn't agree more, Colt. I couldn't agree more.
All right. Everything good?
Yeah, everything's great, my friend. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good talking to you.
And Randy did go out there, had a fun time. It was a party out there. He wrestled John Morrison, who I'm going to talk to in just a second. And I was getting ready for my match. I was stretching. I was kind of getting mentally into it. I wrestled a guy named The Catch. Had a giant afro. Fun to wrestle. And the crowd is just going fucking nuts for Ravenous Randy and John Morrison. And I popped my head out there, and they're like, Morrison was doing a spinneroonie, and they were strutting around. And they weren't even wrestling. The crowd was going fucking nuts. It was it was amazing to see, but I could hear it, I'm going like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to top this. These people are going nuts. And I walk up the stairs and the referee has his shirt off and he's strutting around. It's just wrestling at its finest. I'll tell you what. I hope to be back to Defy. To Seattle, I'll say, because I wrestled for 3-2-1 Battle also, and I had a great time there. Defy was wonderful. It was the fans of Seattle, Washington, just like Randy said, I think have been deprived of this fun wrestling for so long. There's this adult scene happening all across the world, and Seattle is the right place to do it, just like Portland, just like Vancouver. Those are places that would love and thrive on that kind of wrestling. I know there's been commission problems forever, and I think finally the Pacific Northwest is battling and winning a little bit. So Defy is bringing up some stars, including this man, Johnny Impact, Johnny Nitro, John Hennigan, John Morrison, Johnny Podcasts.
Well, we're in the dark back room in Defy in Seattle. The Washington Hall is the name of this place.
I looked up the Washington Hall on Google. There's more than one Washington Hall.
I didn't look it up on Google. I didn't know that.
For Google Maps, because I wanted to go to the building.
Oh, that makes more sense.
I almost went to a totally different place.
I thought you memeant like you were excited to come here, so you looked up Washington Hall to know about the history of the building.
What if that was something... Have you ever done that before?
No, I thought that was weird that you did that.
Well, I kind of want to start doing that now.
Maybe we should start doing it so we can have factoids.
Well, this podcast, so the show now is basically all about like the weird places that I go, and I'm really trying to like really capture the idea of where we are and like how odd independent wrestling is and all the different places. So that almost might be the right move. Like where you were somewhere yesterday. Where were you yesterday?
Yesterday I was at a...
You don't even remember?
I started talking and I was going to lead myself to saying Orlando. Of course I remember. I was at MLW at Guilt Nightclub in Orlando.
At a nightclub on a Thursday.
And it was packed.
Was it?
Which is crazy, yeah. It was packed. I had a match with Teddy Hart, and I thought that we had a really great match.
Was the cat involved?
Unfortunately, no.
And where are you going tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm going to Troy, New York for NEW. And then, so I've been like...
That's kind of what I'm getting at is...
So literally, like, Wednesday night, I wrestled at the Hi-Hat, a bar in L.A., the Highland Park. Me and Taya, husband versus wife, did a hardcore matrimony match over me not doing the dishes. We called it the Dirty Dishes match.
Oh, that's a real thing. Because your shoulder...
You thought I was joking about that.
Yeah.
No, I was serious.
Oh, my God.
She beat the crap out of me and broke dishes on my head.
And his shoulder is all, like, scarred up.
And Colt thought it was Teddy's cat.
Yeah.
Which would have made more sense, I guess.
So you were in L.A.
So I was in L.A. at Highland Park, which is actually nice because the Hi-Hat bar is like a 2 to 3 minute walk from my sister's house. So whenever they run Nuclear Heat Wrestling, I go to my sister's house, have some wine with her and her husband, and then we stroll down to the Hi-Hat together and enjoy some great wrestling.
Very nice. But I think the point of that is L.A. to Orlando, the complete opposite side of the country, to Seattle, even higher. And that's Orlando to Seattle is you cross
like a weirder like 5 days of wrestling. L.A., Orlando, Seattle, New York, and then Rhode Island, which is not that far.
So, and do you like cry about it, or is it just like, yeah, whatever?
Oh, I've been crying on the inside. And already at this trip, like, I've been complaining to Kira about it. I was like, I'm never doing this again. These, like, red-eye flights, like, I'm sweaty. I'm going to go straight to the airport. I'm going to have no sleep. And also, like, Albany, New York is where I'm flying to. There's no directs from Seattle to Albany. So I've got a layover in Detroit. This week of travel is a mess.
And then you get home when? Tuesday? Monday?
Monday night.
And then, like, right, like, in my head, when I do these long ones, it's just like, just make it to Monday, Colt, and then you'll just sit on that couch for so long.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how you work.
I totally. Like, I need, like, a day to decompress.
Like 4 days, I feel. For me.
This week, I've got, like, right back to New York for MLW on Thursday again. And MLW has TV, so we do pre-tapes.
I love it.
I'm flying on Tuesday to do pre-tapes.
This is the world of independent wrestling. You were on TV for so long, and still are. But this is like, we talked in that last podcast, like you dove into independent wrestling, and this is it. That's a great picture of it.
Yeah, and here we are in Seattle. Just had a match with the sexy bitch, Randy Myers. And it was awesome, and it was a lot more fun than working for television products that I've worked for in the past, because you can really do whatever you want.
Someone was telling me, I won't say a name, but they were just like, I don't think I'd want to do wrestling at WWE or whatever because I don't like that. I wouldn't want to do those Monday night matches. And I was like, no. And not that I would really know, but you could probably speak on this. I was like, no. You get through the TV matches so you can wrestle the house shows. That's kind of what I said.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like, because not that these are house shows, but the house shows, at least in WWE, I'd imagine, are the same as a little more like relaxed and you just have fun and do what you want.
You do to a certain extent, because I wouldn't say the house shows are micromanaged, but they're still managed.
Right.
I mean, a lot of stuff that you can do and get. I mean, say on Wednesday, like we've got a crowd of people chanting "dirty dishes" and super kicking dishes into Taya's face, and like it was a fun match. But we never would be able to do that in WWE because of the way they look at wrestling currently, and it might have changed, and who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe 6 months from now they'll be having a dirty dishes match there. But it doesn't seem like when I was there before it would have flown.
Oh, is Boone still available?
Oh, yeah. Hey, so Boone is still available. We just got a Netflix deal. Boone is available on Netflix as of March of this year. Still available on DVD at Walmart, Dollar General, all those places, Amazon, iTunes. Check it out. Review it for me. Still something that I have done in the movie entertainment industry that I'm the most proud of. Go out of your way to check out Boone.
Boone.
It's 7:45 a.m., which to some of you may not sound the worst, but to me definitely is. And I'm up and at 'em, and where am I? Fuck, this is what happens. You wake. Okay, Seattle. Sometimes you just wake up. You're like, where the fuck am I? Seattle. I'm in Seattle, heading to Los Angeles. I got a layover. You know, in my head, I was like, what an easy flight. Seattle, Los Angeles, both on the West Coast. Just right down the coast. But it's like a 2.5 hour flight to San Francisco and then a 2.5 hour flight to LA. Maybe a 2 and 2. It's like a 4 to 5 hour flight. The fuck? It's like 1 minute from Chicago to Minneapolis. Oh well. Heading to bar wrestling. Joey Ryan's got his own promotion, his own dick promotion. Should be fun.
Today I'm wrestling for a wrestling promotion in LA, and it's yours.
Mine?
Oh, do we not tell people that?
It's fine. People know.
I think everybody knows that, no?
Yeah. It's bar wrestling. We're in Baldwin Park, California. It's an idea I stole from our friends at DDT Pro. I did a show in Japan. DDT has a lot of promotions under its umbrella. I did a show for them called Tavern Wrestling, which is very similar. Cheap tickets, cheap booze, mostly standing room crowd.
Did you ever do the tap and tin wrestling
I did for
England?
Yeah, for IPW UK. Yeah, I did that too. Also very similar vibe. And it's also pretty close to a Hood Slam vibe. So, this idea has been. We're not the first one to do standing room at a bar, but I like the Tavern Wrestler. It was the most fun show I did in Japan. So I was like, I'm just gonna. And I told them I didn't yoink it from them. I said, hey, I'm gonna do a show like this in America, and they were all for it because they're good guys and they like me. So.
And we're just at a Legion, and people are just standing and watching wrestling all day, right?
Yeah, there's 2 bars at this American Legion Hall, so people get drinks and they watch wrestling.
This Legion is probably the same place where you did shitty independent wrestling shows, and now the same venue is just a cool wrestling show now, right?
Pretty much. They still run a lot of shows. I think they do even a weekly lucha on Sunday. But I think we offer something unique, so we've been able to draw an audience here, which is nice and cool. And finally, I bring in some guys that don't normally wrestle in the West Coast. I had Dreamer out, I had Abyss out, I have a lot of guys that haven't.
Some of the stars of Big Brother. Macaulay Culkin was here.
So yeah, I just try to bring some different faces out, and people.
So it's about the promotion and the faces, but I still think it's crazy that I'm sure I've wrestled in this type of arena. I say arena, it's a VFW hall or whatever, American Legion, in front of 20 people, where it was just whatever, and you just kind of dress it up. You don't even dress it up. You just dress up the wrestlers and the name a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like the more bush league I can run this, the more gritty it feels. I like when people ask me because we don't have championships or anything, and I don't really make wins and losses mean anything because I describe this as it's like a party.
And night out, right?
Yeah, it's a party, and we just happen to have a wrestling ring.
Love it. That's a great theory. Good job. Keep it up.
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
And we did have a party that night. Note that it was on a Saturday. Someone had booked the venue on a Thursday. It was a good crowd. Joey was a little worried. He was like, I think Thursdays are my night. But by the time it all came together, the crowd filled in, and it was fun. And it was a party. Joey and I wrestled 2 animals, Super Panda and Luchasaurus. Where else do you do that? Panda and a dinosaur. And we played off that Joey Ryan penis. For storyline purposes, also, I think Joey Ryan is dead. So I don't want to get sued again. So that was who knows, Matt and Nick might sue me for screwing up their YouTube channel storyline. So that was the ghost of Joey Ryan. Just let's make that clear. And we played off that dick like only we could. I did some dick stuff. The crowd started chanting, "Your dick sucks," which is definitely a first. But by the end of the match, they were chanting, "Both these dicks," which is a crowning achievement in my career. I do have a sponsor this week. Speaking of packages, Stamps.com is sponsoring this show. I'm home for one day, like I said, and I got Colt merch to ship out. How am I going to do it? Easy. Stamps.com. The mail is on demand. We can do the mail at our own convenience now with Stamps.com, and it's the best and makes the most sense. Don't even bother going to the post office anymore. Your home is now the post office. When I originally started this podcast, I was spending so many hours at the post office, and since I've started using Stamps.com, even before they were sponsoring me, I've changed my ways, and life, it's so much easier. I can come home from a show late at night, print out some postage on my printer, and then just drop it downstairs next to my mailbox. It's a life changer. You can also buy and print postage for any letter and any package. Click, print, mail, and you're done. Right now, use the code COLT for this special offer. Up to $55 free postage, a digital scale, and a 4-week trial. The scale is great, by the way. There's no guessing. You have everything you need. Just go to Stamps.com. Before you do anything else, click on the radio microphone at the top of the homepage and type in COLT. That's Stamps.com and enter COLT. It was bar wrestling. It was a party. It was a good time. It was also Southern California. So, of course, Scorpio Sky was in the house.
How does it feel to wrestle in the greatest place on earth?
Southern California?
Southern California. I see you!
Finally, you don't have to leave this beautiful area.
Well, you see, the people, they can't see, but I've got this big old smile on my face. I'm so happy. It's a beautiful day here in Southern California. I see you! I'm just so happy to be here. We've got bar wrestling. I'm excited.
Let's be honest, though. This is Baldwin Park, right? I mean, you've lived here your whole life, yeah?
Well, not in Baldwin Park, but
not
yeah,
Baldwin Park, Southern California.
Yeah, SoCal. I'm a SoCal boy.
Yeah. What described what Baldwin Park is for Because it's not right. If I tell my listeners like, hey, I'm going to be in Los Angeles, beautiful Los Angeles, California, they're going to think Hollywood and superstars, celebrities sitting around or whatever. But this is a little different, no?
Okay, so a lot of times you will go to, let's say, a concert in a really nice arena, right? And it's clean and everything is comfortable and it's air conditioned. You're having a great time, right? But you'll stumble upon a nasty little bathroom that they don't give a lot of attention to. It smells like piss. There might be some vomit in the corner. That's probably Baldwin Park. It's the nasty bathroom in a beautiful arena.
Is that like a known thing, though? Does Baldwin Park have that reputation in Southern California?
I mean, I don't know of anybody that's proud to be from Baldwin Park. Yeah, like,
and I ate at a nice little restaurant.
Which was it, Applebee's or?
Yeah. How many shows you got this week?
This week?
Yeah. Did you wrestle yesterday or tomorrow?
No. I actually, I'm on a little bit of a break right now, especially with Ring of Honor not doing anything until next week in Nashville and Atlanta. So I've actually been home this is like my second week. We've been doing New Japan camps. And so
say that again?
We've been doing New Japan camps out in Carson.
What does that mean?
You don't know about the New Japan camps?
I mean, I know you're a part of it, but I'm trying to hype it up a little bit.
Okay, all right. I didn't catch that. So Shibata and I, we're a team. I'm like the assistant coach. He's the head coach, and we've been doing these camps out in Carson. They have a beautiful facility, and we're bringing in wrestlers from all over the world, and they're learning the old New Japan style, and it's going great.
Picked up this gig. Never done a tour of New Japan in your life.
Not for New Japan, no. No, they picked me. I mean, I'm honored. You know, I feel like it's even more of an honor seeing that I haven't done a tour. You know, so but I'm a local guy, and they saw something, and I'm really happy to be able to do it.
So we can assume I mean, we can't say anything, but like in your head, you're like, they have to bring me over for at least one tour, right? You got to say that.
At least to legitimize the camp, maybe.
Right. You've been to Japan, though. Where'd you go, Jeremy?
I went to Osaka Pro.
Years ago. That's right.
Yeah.
Who was it? It was you,
Scott
Disco
Lost.
Machine.
Disco Machine and Mr. Excitement went on a different tour. The one I went on, it was just Scott Lost and I.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe not a lot of people know the name Scott Lost, but if you know PWG, the old PWG 6 and the first few years, Scott Lost was like a staple there and a really, really good wrestler, if I say so.
And it's fun we say that because here we are in Southern California, and some of these guys are creeping around. I'm going to look around the room. Maybe not. Maybe we're the only ones. Not that so me, you, Joey.
PWG guys?
Just guys who were back in the day. Bart.
Oh, yeah.
Bart's over there. AWS Bart's over there.
AWS Bart's here, yeah. And then Joey, I think we might be we're
the oldest fish.
The old guys. I mean, you're SoCal old school as well.
Well, I wrestled.
You wrestled for Revolution Pro like my first year.
I was going to say Rev
wrestling.
Pro, but then I was like, wait, that's England, but that was Rev Pro before
the
Rev
old
Pro.
Rev Pro, the Rev Pro I trained at, Southern California Rev Pro.
Yeah, at Frank and Sons in 2002, I wrestled Super Dragon.
Yeah, I remember. Was that 2002 when you did that?
It must have been.
That was when I first started, so that sounds about right.
And I was out I have so much family out here, and somehow through like instant messenger, I got connected with Super Dragon.
Okay.
That's how that works, isn't it?
Yeah, AIM, Entity Spy Fox was his.
Are we allowed to say that?
I mean, I'm pretty sure he probably doesn't use it anymore.
Let's hope not, right?
I hope he's not using AIM in 2018.
So if anyone wants to know what Super Dragon's aim was, it was Entity Spy Fox. Do you know what that means?
I don't know what that means.
It's got to be some nerd shit. I don't know.
It for sure has to be.
You would know the nerd shit.
Me?
Yeah, you're a bit of a nerd.
No.
You have nerd qualities. You're into some weird shit, right?
Arguable. I'm kind of a cool guy. You should hang out.
Hey, man. Hey, man, I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm a cool guy, man. People like me.
All right. Hey, I played my first Dungeons & Dragons like a year ago.
It
was a role-playing podcast I did.
Is it a card game or what is it?
Right, I didn't know. I didn't know nothing about it. It's kind of like improv. It's kind of like cutting wrestling promos. I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting. I'd like to do it again. They did a wrestling role-playing game.
Interesting.
It was really fun, actually.
Didn't they used to play Dungeons and Dragons like big tournaments at Frank and Sons?
And Frank and Sons, yeah. Okay. That's something I remember. And Magic the Gathering too.
That was big. That's what it was. Magic the Gathering. That kind of went away.
It did, right? Didn't it?
You don't really hear about that anymore, like Pogs.
Well, Pokemon Go has picked up the slack.
That's right. But I never really got into that either. I'm not really into that.
We're a bunch of nerd non-nerds.
We're like what's the opposite of it? Like we're not cool, but we're not quite nerds. We're like I don't know. We're going to come up with a word.
Uncultured, I think.
Uncultured is the word.
All right. Well, have fun tonight wrestling professionally.
Thank you.
You know who else was at the show? The star, the co-star of the Wrestling Road Diaries. 3 Funny Equals Money, one of the greatest documentaries of all time. Japanese hentai pro wrestler Kikutaro. If you didn't know, I'm going to give you a bit of an update on his life. Maybe you saw the movie and you remember it, and there was something that Kiku wanted to do, and this will be a nice little treat for you.
You're always on your phone.
Yes. I put on my t-shirt shipment in Japan. Very important merchandise.
Yes. We're here in Los Angeles. I thought you were going back to Japan. Why are you still in America?
I love America. I love Las Vegas. Justice.
But you're going to Japan soon, right?
Yes, for my ear surgery.
So what happened?
I have sick in my ear.
You have what?
Some sick in my ear.
Some sick in your ear.
Yeah, I don't know English name.
Disease?
I don't know.
Bacteria?
No, some sick in.
Monster?
Yeah, maybe.
You have a monster?
Yeah, just need to take out, open the ear, cut and open the ear, take sick.
Why are you doing that in Japan, not here?
Because I don't have health insurance. Very expensive in America.
Since the Road Diaries, in the movie, you said you wanted to move to America. You've moved to America.
Yes, I'm very happy.
You live in Las Vegas.
Yes.
How's wrestling going for you?
Yeah, so not many wrestling show in Las Vegas, but so low humidity and
what was that?
Low humidity, real humid.
Low humidity. Okay.
Yeah, then house is cheap and good. People is nice. I love Las Vegas.
And you're gonna stay here as long as you can?
Yeah, I hope.
What's the plan?
I just wrestle around the United States and make money, but I really want you buy some merchandise.
ProWrestlingTees.com?
Yes, of course. And my merchandise in venue, some button, 8x10, some t-shirts.
So you can stay here in America?
Yes.
Okay.
Legal stay.
Illegal stay?
No, not illegal.
Are you illegal or legal?
Legal.
Right now you're legal?
Yeah, legal alien.
How are you a legal alien?
I have working visa. Very happy.
Oh, should we thank Trump for that? Your favorite?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. But government give me visa.
Okay. Donald didn't give it to you.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you like Donald Trump?
I don't know.
For some reason, my humor is to ask a foreign guy who knows nothing or anything about politics, probably myself included, and just putting him on the spot like that. He doesn't know. If he only knew. All he knows is he's legal, so he's allowed to stay, and he can appreciate that. Hey, that's probably a good time to plug a non-sponsor, the ACLU.org. Donate. Help some of the madness that's going down in our fucking country, eh? I don't know why I turned Canadian right there, but I did. And then we do have a real sponsor, a company that was kind enough to sponsor the show, and that melts my heart. It's Blue Chew. And they've been a huge hit with the wrestlers. All the wrestlers are hitting me up, telling me that they've been fans. And I'm going to be honest with you. You know what they say. If it's good for the wrestlers, it's good for you. BlueChew.com brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so you know they work. Because they're chewable, that means they work up to twice as fast as a pill. It's prescribed online and shipped straight to your door in a discreet package, so you don't have to visit a doctor in person or wait at a pharmacy. No more awkwardness in general. Blue Chew is made in the U.S. and ships direct, so it's actually cheaper than a pharmacy. Right now, I got a special deal for you, or either you or maybe someone you want to help out a bit, right? Go to BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free. Absolutely free when you use our promo code COLT. All you do is pay the $5 shipping. That's BLUECHEW.com. Promo code is COLT, and you can try it for free. Blue Chew, the better, cheaper, faster choice. I'd think it'd be amazing if you helped out at the old ACLU. It's all about helping the ones around us. I do it. You do it. You know who else does it? Peter Avalon. He's a wrestler out in California. PPA, PPA all day. He's been helping out a famous wrestler. And they were talking about in the locker room because his debut match is going to happen the following day. And this is just what happens in a locker room, especially when something so fun like this is happening. Actually, you know what? Here's Peter, and I'll blab about it afterwards.
I have a new young boy. He's a former WCW champion 18 years ago.
Hold on, then how is he your young boy?
Well, now he's going to have a real match.
What do you mean a real match? You're telling me... Also, my knowledge of WCW is so bad right now. I was going to say the match he had where he won. Did he beat DDP? I don't even remember.
He I think, came in and got a weird interference and then pinned DDP.
I don't know if that got picked up, but Joey Ryan confirmed Arquette and DDP. Oh, I spoiled who you're training. Yeah. Versus Bischoff and who? Jeff Jarrett. And whoever got the pin won.
And somehow Arquette pinned his own partner and won the world title.
Sure.
Yeah, it works.
And now he's jumping back in the game.
Now he's jumping back in the game, and he's going to have his first singles match with one and only RJ City.
And you were chosen. You're like the Dr. Tom Pritchard training The Rock.
Yeah, that's exactly. He's coming along well. He reached out to me, so we'll see how he does.
Personally?
Yeah. He called the Wrestle Center, and which is me personally. Okay. I am Peter Wrestle Center.
And is he doing up and overs and drop downs?
You'd be surprised. He's doing up and overs. He's doing drop downs. The dude did springboards. He's got hops. Did cross bodies. He's pretty impressive.
And that match is happening in Los Angeles tomorrow.
Right. July 15 at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, out in at the Ocean View Pavilion in Port Hueneme, and we start at 3 o'clock.
Wow, this will come out 4 days after that happens.
Well, come to the past and come see David Arquette wrestle RJ City.
It's a lot of pressure on you as a trainer.
I'm a little nervous. If he does well, I get all these students. If he does bad, I get nothing.
A lot of pressure. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Not every day your student is David Arquette from Hollywood fame. I was told afterwards he did great. He did really great. Of course, RJ City, who was on the old podcast, you could hear his story. I don't know why he hasn't made a break in wrestling. Fucking David Arquette's made a break. By the way, I was also given a picture of David Arquette with his merch stand. He had merch, and it was like set up like a schmuck indie wrestler, just like myself, which is way more respectable than having like an asshole stand and mannequins and shit. It was just shitty t-shirts folded and an 8x10 of his acting career, by the way. And a lot of it was playing off of Wrestling Isn't Fake from the movie Ready to Rumble. That's a Marty DeRosa favorite. Not my favorite necessarily. Also, Luke Gallows loves that one too. Hawkins also, I believe. I was never that big of a Ready to Rumble fan, but beggars can't be choosers. Us wrestling fans will take whatever wrestling movies we can get. And I was told this is done for a documentary. I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying that. I don't know if that's supposed to be leaked or not, but I guess he's making a documentary about his comeback into professional wrestling 18 years later, and Peter Avalon is able to make that happen. And I just made a weekend of wrestling happen. And it's time for me to decompress, eat some dinner, and head back to my hotel. It's 2:30 at night. I have to get up at 5:30. I'm in my hotel room. But I'm not without a friend.
Hey.
That didn't sound too exciting.
Hey. Hi.
Just hopped in your bed, Joey.
Yeah.
What do you think about old Cabana man as your roommate?
I don't know. I saw your neck cracking skills earlier, and they were quite amazing. So I don't mind.
Okay. Well, you were on the show with me tonight. You weren't even supposed to be on this show.
No. Spirit Airlines, I did the job to them today.
Who'd ever thought? Spirit Airlines. So you missed your own show. We're stuck in LA and was like, hey, Joey Ryan, put me on your show.
Yeah, I called him at the airport, and he was like, I'm getting off a flight. And he said, all right, I'll drive you to my house, and I'll book you. So for him to do that last minute, And
then also you had nowhere to sleep.
No, I'm in your room now. So I'm kind of living the life today.
You're a mooch.
Not a mooch. Shit happens.
Shit happens.
They had a nice hotel room for me set in Tampa, and now I'm in Los Angeles in a very nice hotel room, nice bathrobe on the door. I don't get these privileges like you, Colt.
You're living the good life with old Colt Cabana.
That's it. I just need to get some rest now, and maybe before you catch your flight, you can crack my neck.
Well, no promises. Also, don't fucking open any of these liquors in the minibar or the Snickers.
Where's the minibar?
All right, I don't want to give you any ideas. Actually,
there's a minibar? Where is it?
God damn it! You never know where this guy will show up. They don't call him the bad boy for nothing. Joey Janela. I put my credit card on that room. He better not have drank those $3 waters like Grado does. Drank my water and tried to refill it with tap water and put the cap back on. They know. These hotels, they know. And my mom knows also. She knows how to grade papers, and she knows how to dissect a poem by Lanny Poffo, and she'll do that right after these plugs and
upcoming events.
All right, the best way that you can support ColtMerch.com, DigitalColt.com, Twitter and Instagram at Colt Cabana, Facebook /AOW Podcast, also /Colt Cabana. Each week I'll choose one person who reviews and rates 5 stars on iTunes and send them a signed show ticket from the Japanese promotion DDT. My storytelling podcast, Pro Wrestling Fringe, plus past archives of the show are ad-free on StitcherPremium.com/Colt. Use the code Colt, get a free month. ColtWrestling@gmail.com is my very public email. Maybe a promoter want to put me in your upcoming show or convention or even be documented on this very podcast. I got a YouTube channel. Also have a website, ColtCabana.com. That's where you can send something fun to my P.O. box. Upcoming this Friday and Saturday, July 20th and 21st, Nashville and Atlanta, Georgia. I'll be doing commentary. ROHWrestling.com. Friday, July 27th, Waterloo, Iowa. NWHOF.org. Friday and Saturday, August 3rd and 4th, Linlithgow and Kirkcaldy, Scotland. W3LWrestling.com. Sunday, August 5th, Edinburgh, Scotland. Shop.discoverywrestling.com. August 3rd through the 26th, the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Of course, Edinburgh, Scotland. Edfringe.com to reserve tickets to watch myself and Brendan Burns do comedy and commentary to bad wrestling matches. When I get home, Thursday and Friday, August 30th and 31st, Chicago, Illinois, AAWrestling.com. Sunday, September 2nd, Schaumburg, Illinois, 10:30 to noon, live Art of Wrestling, Starcast.com. Sunday night, Chicago Heights, Illinois, Warrior Wrestling.net. Intro music by the Ukulele Teacher on YouTube. Outro music by Superfun, Yeah Rocket Ship. Podcast cover art and design by Jimmy Lee. Photo by James Muscle White. Huge thanks to John Morrison, Joey Ryan, Randy Myers, Scorpio Sky, Joey Janela, Peter Avalon, and Kikutaro. Thanks as always to our sponsors, HighSpots.com, a VOD service that's amazing. Watch some PWGs, watch some Poppin' Dogs, watch some old $5 wrestling, plus AMA knee pads, gear, masks, and even a wrestling ring. OneHourTees.com, they help run support. ProWrestlingTees.com, that's where you can support your favorite independent wrestlers directly. And now, hashtag AskCabanaMom. Just tweet at Colt Cabana, that's me. Use the hashtag AskCabanaMom and ask my mom something. She'll answer it. She's itching to answer. This week, at Eric J. Schuster sent a link to a Lanny Poffo promo and asks, as a former English teacher, what grade would your mom give this poem by the genius?
Hello, this is Mama Cabana from her studio apartment in Chicago, Illinois. Lots of wrestlers have nicknames and gimmicks. Lots of professional sports people have gimmicks also. The great Muhammad Ali was the champ. He also had poetry. As a Cubs fan, I would say Kyle Hendricks is known as the professor, because he went to Dartmouth University. And Lanny Poffo, his gimmick is the genius. Do you have to be a genius? No. Anybody can have any kind of gimmick they like. He could have failed 8th grade for all we know. His poetry sounded fine. I don't think it relates to wrestling fans personally. I think they like just straight out conversation about who they want to defeat, who they're wrestling in the ring. I don't think poetry goes well with wrestling. But if that's his gimmick, and it works for him, and wearing a graduation outfit, if it makes people think that he's a genius, then let him go for it. Do you have to be a genius to be called a genius? Absolutely not. But you can develop any character you want and come across that you are a genius. So that's it for this week. Mama Cabana, the genius. I think I might start calling myself that. See you next week. Thanks.
I went and saw my mom teach a couple of times, and she was like the mean teacher. You don't want to think that about your own mom. You want to be like, oh, my mom's a teacher. She's probably the cool teacher, because we all had the cool teachers. And we all had those like mean teachers. And it was a hard reality. It was a hard reality to find out that your mom was like the stern one, the mean one. But someone's got to be it, right? I mean, we love her now. It's just a good thing that we were never in her classroom. All right. I love you, Mom. This has been The Art of Wrestling. For Colt Cabana, I'm Colt Cabana. Thanks.
Good. Oh, I gotta start over.